Hello, hello. Let me actually let's do this. Oh, hello, hello. That's pretty nice. Guess I can just double check that things are working. Yep, that is working now. Ready, right? So I've been recording a lot of things and obviously haven't been finding much time at all. In fact, even the bandwidth to actually, I guess, edit them and then post it, I guess. But where I'm getting to is I've been doing quite a bit of live streaming, a bit of OBS here and there recording, and I realized maybe this is the better and faster way, and then perhaps from there I can cut off into shorter videos and whatnot. But as a quick test and even a simple way, I figured I might as well share a bit of random things / daily drivers. So just want to focus a bit on mouse today, mouse, whatever. So for work I've been using this, but and maybe I use Apple products a lot. I do love the Magic Mice, obviously, as you can see. It's fun fact, even on the black ones, depending on which versions you get, it's actually darker on the newer one, I believe. All of these are secondhand. The only reason why I got them was because it was for different purposes back then. One was for at the office, one was for at home, and the other one was for the iPad. Yes, then over time, for once I was using Windows for work as well, so that's how I landed into here. But now I'm back to using a MacBook. So yes, back to using this. I have my beloved Razer DevAdder. Actually, to be honest, for gaming products, I've always been more of a Razer user. This is the Razer Basilisk Hyperspeed 3, I believe. Sorry, this is probably the better way. Whereas this is the DevAdder, but both are hyperspeed version because obviously I'm not rich enough to buy the super expensive ones. But as with all Razer products, actually this is probably my third Basilisk, but this has turned into a backup now because I went back to the DevAdder Hyperspeed version 2, I believe. Yes, version 2. I'll tell you more about the Hyperspeed very shortly, but basically one of the drawbacks that I find for this is that the plastic over time wears out, so it becomes that sticky gooey thingy. You can probably clean it with alcohol and whatnot, but I've just find that after doing so it becomes worse. So for a period of time, because I was still using it and waiting for a sale on other mice, I then went back to just putting some duct tape, and I guess technically it works. Then most recently I got this. This is the Edifier HiCat G3M Triforce mouse. Actually really like this, minus the fact that it's really light. So to those people that really like light mouse, I think this is roughly 30 to 50 grams, less than that. Tell you more in a sec, but let's go through them one by one. Okay, maybe we'll do it in this format. Number one, best for gaming, I would say it's between these two in my experience. Only reason I would say for ergonomics wise, it would be the DevAdder. I have very large hands, right? I think the DevAdder, if you're right-handed especially, is the single-handedly the most comfortable and ergonomic mouse there is out there. And something that I don't realize after some time, something that I don't realize at all is when I don't really realize how useful it is, or especially the shape, until, so I'm actually more of a, is this a grip? Yeah, this is a grip style, right? Did not realize it until I got this mouse earlier this week, the HeatCat, which is slightly smaller, of course, and much lighter, right? But if you can compare this side over here, it feels like I feel like because I've been so used to this shape and how ergonomic it is, I feel like I'm missing this side of a piece when it comes to gaming. So it just feels like I don't have enough control when I'm playing games, or even just daily use. I guess you get used to it, right? I guess like when it comes to using this for a daily use, you probably don't really even realize or don't even need it, right? This is more of a claw grip, right? But if you ask me for ergonomics wise, best ergonomics for anything and everything, a lot of people would say this is the undisputed, like, best of the best for ergonomics, right? But in my opinion, I find the Razer Death Adder's ergonomics over the years feels more comfortable to use for extended hours. I find this ergonomics, it's great for all the functions, but when it comes towards comfort and using it for many hours, this feels much nicer on my hand. I think mostly because it's still on the fact that on this side over here, on the right side, there is that extra additional shaper bump. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite feature about this. Fun fact, the Death Adder is my first, I guess, branded mouse or gaming mouse ever. So over the years, this is probably my second or third Death Adder. The original one was a cabled version, right? And now they have pretty much come up with multiple lines, from Death Adder Essential, which is the cabled version, then the Hyperspeed, and then now with the V3 version as well, with the Pro and the Hyperspeed version, which is super expensive. This one probably resembles a bit more like the Death Adder Razer Hyper. Sorry, my bad. Razer Viper. But yeah, there you go. It even has lights. Let me turn that off for a bit. So if you like the Viper shape, which is much more symmetric, then yeah, definitely this one. Yeah, I think there is a slight difference on the left side. Nope, never mind, I'm hallucinating. So yeah, it works on the left hand as well. Now, reasons why I like the Hyperspeed version is the fact that the Hyperspeed version has always been a wireless version, but at the same time is using battery as well. So it comes with pretty much AA, or even I believe it also fits a AAA. Yes. So sorry, for the Basilis it does not, it's just a AA. But for the Razer Death Adder, apologies for the gunk and whatnot, but aside from that, it actually supports both AAA and AA battery as well, which I like. I find it that rechargeable batteries work, but over time it's just, yeah, time will tell. This is actually using rechargeable battery, like a lithium ion built-in battery, but given I have so much of this rechargeable batteries, I'm using mostly IKEA and Eneloops, I just find it much more easier to use as well. So yeah, you pretty much can do that, and then just clicks in. This one as well. And because of this kind of like travel style, if you move around a lot, you pretty much have a spot to put in your the dongle as well. So the dongle pretty much can live inside. Same as the Death Adder as well. So it has like a little spot here which you can put in your the mouse. So yeah, 2.4 gigahertz and whatnot. Obviously for this one I'm currently plugged into my device. But yes, so The other thing I wanted to mention was the fact that I guess it's just a quick test of mouse clicks and voice as well. So one of the coolest thing to test. So this is the MX Master 3S, which is the more silent clicky noise. Yeah. So the depth adder is much more clicky. And then you have these two. The Basilis is less noisy and clicky. This is loudest. The HeCat, the Edifier HeCat, apologies if I'm pronouncing this wrong, also has these clicks. Now, here's one of the most interesting parts. The depth adder, the Edifier HeCat has a mute function for the two keys. How interesting is that? So yeah, I've been using this more within the living room area and downstairs workstation for games and whatnot. It actually feels less annoying, especially when I'm playing games where I need to, freaking spam the right clicks, which is pretty nice. It's really light. Now let's quickly chat about the side buttons, or the custom side functions and whatnot. Alright, the Razer depth adder comes with the 2 DPS functions. I don't really use this that often, but one of the most annoying thing is because this thing is on near to the index finger for the version 2. Sometimes when you're playing, you may accidentally increase or decrease. Now this could be useful especially for FPS games where you can quickly just change the DPS and just play, right? But one thing I find that's really funny is that I don't really need this at all the time, especially when playing mobile or simple games, but it gets annoying if I accidentally click them. So yeah, sometimes it happens. 1 in 3 days I will accidentally click it. Now I have to click it back. But the good news is that it has an up and down button, meaning if I accidentally increase it, I can quickly decrease it. I don't need to cycle through the 7 or 8 DPS settings, whereas these two has the DPS buttons in the middle, which if and when I need to change, if I really need to change, then I need to cycle through the whole 7 or 8 stuff. So the color for this one appears over here. So just quickly turn it on. So the DPS color changes from here to here. I think you gotta connect it first. Yes, the DPS only works obviously when you are connected. Let's not spend too much time worrying about that right now. This is the transparent version. So basically when the mouse is on, you will see the light like this. They also come with a neon green and also fully white plastic transparent, but also come with 2 solid colors as well. I got them on sale around 35 USD. Apart from it being not as ergonomic as this one, for the price, I actually really like it, and I might actually use it for work because it's so light to carry around compared to this. This is also great, don't get me wrong, but it's a bit heavier and chunky and feels more like just needs to stay at home as your daily driver at home. But when you're out and about traveling around, I think I would very much prefer to go with either the Magic Mouse or the was starting to think about these ones. Side buttons, these ones not the best. This is where I feel the ergonomics is not super well thought out by Edifier. Edifier is pretty much an audio company. You never really would hear them come up with a mouse, so that's the interesting part, right? But yeah, as you can see, the side buttons over here, not the best. So that's the pros and cons. If I'm playing games, I'm using one of these buttons. definitely not the easiest to click them. It feels a bit mushy as well. But compared to this, Razer's ones, you can tell they're well thought out. So yeah, my favorite, again, for ergonomics wise when I'm playing, see how my thumb rests? It just fits back, front. Whereas this, I'm holding like this. My thumb is actually below, my thumb is sitting below it, so that means I have to move my thumb. So there's been a couple of times when I'm playing games and I realize, shit, I wish my thumb was literally here on the button so I could press it way faster, whereas over here when I'm playing, it literally was already here. Yeah, it don't get me wrong, it doesn't really feel like I'm gonna accidentally press it at all, because most of the pressure and force is from the top, right? So yeah, still feels, honestly, at the end of the day, it's personal preference, right? So I'm just sharing based on what I like as well. Alright, now, Magic Mouse. I mean, look, what I like the most about this is the frictionless scrolling from up, down, left, right on this touch glass feeling over here, which will work obviously the same as a trackpad, right? You scroll up and down over here, and you would do the same over here, up and down, and left and right, and any kind of stuff that works on the trackpad, you know, like on a Mac, or the 3-finger, 4-finger swipes here and there. I believe the 2-finger swipes work, like 2-finger zoom, 2-finger back and left, yep, back and front. Those are pretty much the things that I love about it. It supports right clicking as well. It's not the most ergonomic feeling, right? And I don't need to, like, the most stupid thing ever is obviously needing to charge it, but I guess you almost never really need to charge it. But as for me, you really need to take good care of it, because once you get a couple of scratches, like around these sides over here, if you accidentally get a few scratches from, you know, putting it upside down and charging and whatnot, then every time you scroll, you'll start to feel the scratches, and that's when it gets the most annoying. But yes, yeah, I really like this simple mouse. Definitely, if you're looking for a mouse for your iPad, definitely recommend this. They pretty much connect via Bluetooth seamlessly and don't have any issues with that. Again, great for traveling as well. If you need something at home and find something that is the most ergonomic, I would probably recommend either this. But if you're on a bit of a budget, the Dev Adder is pretty much here and there on sale. The only thing that it doesn't have compared to the Logitech is obviously the thumb button, and then the horizontal scroll as well. The back and front button is nice, but not as satisfying as this. If you want something quiet, definitely the Office. This, not bad as well. Alrighty, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, peripherals and daily driving peripherals and whatnot is very interesting. Every time I tell myself I should spend less money on keyboards and mouse, but it's 2025, it's August 2025, here I am, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 mouse plus a trackpad, 8 devices that are working. This is probably retiring very, very soon, but yes, for whatever reason, I have this. Sweet ass. Thank you. That's pretty much it. I'm hoping to hear, I guess, a bit of feedback here and there if there's any feedback. If not, yes, I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.